Here we have the current stock market update, the week ahead update for Palantir Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker PLTR. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comment section so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So here on this price chart, what we're going to be doing is looking at the daily time frame here. Each candle on this chart represents a one-day trading period. And the reason that we're going to do this is because I would like to take a bit of a longer-term view here for this stock. Anybody that's been watching these videos recently knows that I will quite often look at the lower time frames, 15-minute chart, 30-minute chart, hourly chart, time frames like that. And I do think that it's important to look at those time frames because they can often give you different pieces of information, especially outlining reversal points and things like that. But for this price chart, what I wanted to do is take a bit of a longer term view because what we're currently dealing with with this stock is a tremendous price movement in the upward direction, largely propelled by the inclusion of Palantir in the S&P 500. And what I've started to see some very outlandish price projections and other videos on the platform that are making claims that Palantir is likely to sort of rocket higher from here. And I just think that overall this is unlikely. The share price itself does create a forward PE ratio that often hovers around the 90 mark, which is extremely elevated. And these recent price movements in the upward direction really haven't been based on anything other than the inclusion in the S&P 500, which is clearly a positive event and an event that I agree with. And Palantir is a great company. Alex Karp is a genius CEO. There's no question about that. He has the best haircut in the entire stock market, in my opinion. Very cool guy. Love the guy. But, there's also some reason here to be a bit cautious with share price action at the moment because of the elevated forward PE ratio. And I do think that it's incredibly irresponsible for other people to be posting videos with these sort of outlandish price projections for this stock. I saw one today that suggested that an insider at the company, and don't take any of this as being fact because I don't believe any of this is true. But what this person said in the video was that there was an insider at the company that secretly released the expectations for the share price in 2025. And the share price expectation came in at $1,360. Which is just incredibly bizarre. If we're looking at current price levels here at $36, that would mean share price gains of roughly 3,700% over the next year. Okay, and this is for a stock that has already seen a tremendous run higher and a forward PE ratio that often hovers around the 90 mark. So, to be making claims like this seems beyond ridiculous, and I don't think that it makes a lot of sense for people to be paying any attention at all to these videos because I think that it's really a recipe for disaster as far as getting into a stock at the wrong levels. I mean, it's very easy to chase share prices at $36 if you actually believe that the stock is going to be moving to $1,360 by next year. I saw another completely ridiculous video that suggested that Palantir would be trading at $100 in 6 months. Just totally ridiculous, and the video is based on absolutely nothing at all. $100 is a round number; it's a random number. It really doesn't mean anything. It's no different than 101 or 115, or these numbers are equally, all equally possible, and I think all equally unlikely. So if we go back to the prior price history here, we can just see this on the daily price chart here. If we go back to the end of January 2021, we can see that share prices were trading right around $45 per share. Um, so, this does give us a little bit of an idea of, what potential could be for this stock going forward, where the stock has traded in the past and things like that. The contracts that the company is developing have been impressive and are clearly trending in the upward direction. So overall, I do think that, the future is bright for this company. But any suggestion that we could be moving into $100 per share in the next 6 months, or $1,360 per share by next year. I mean, at some point, this starts to become ridiculous. So, the way things currently stand, I really don't think that people should be chasing these expectations here, or chasing the stock at current levels. I mean, in my view, I do think that we're a bit elevated at the moment, and I do think that the more prudent, conservative, responsible approach here would be to wait for a pullback rather than to start to chase share prices at these elevated levels. So as we saw on the longer term price history here, we've really only got $9 more per share before we start to enter back into historical resistance zones that were found toward the end of 2021. However, if we're a bit more patient here and we do wait for a pullback, one area that I would be watching here comes in right around 3260. This would essentially mark the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement of the price move that stretched from $21.23 to this 3601 figure. That would roughly give us a share price around 3250, 3260. So I do think that that's an interesting entry point to be looking at for this stock. And then from there, below, I would be looking at roughly $30.40, $30.30, right around there, because this area would then mark the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement of that same move. As we can see here, the 50 period exponential moving average, and this is the daily chart, so this would be the 50-day exponential moving average. That's this orange line here. Is quickly ready to come into contact with that 38.2% Fibonacci retracement. So I think that even if we did see a break below this 3250, 3260 area roughly, that we could start to see some share price support that starts to develop right around there, $30.30, $30.40. Currently, the indicator reading does remain supportive for this stock. We are seeing some positive upward movement here, but the slope here is a bit drastic. This is the daily chart as well. So you don't typically see momentum readings on the relative strength index that are this steep and able to maintain themselves for a very long period of time. So that in itself is a bit of a warning signal. And it does suggest that share prices could reverse here and then break through that upward sloping trend momentum reading. So, overall, there are some warning signals here. And then this longer term trajectory here on the relative strength index, even though it's recently been broken, we can see that share prices are now trading in overbought territory. And this does suggest that we could start to see a downturn here relatively soon. So here's the current stock market update for Palantir Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker PLTR. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.